Little manipulator. Just kidding. Schemer. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I thought it would be fun to bring Mehul on here and to talk about the very first time that we met in person. Are you ready?
Yeah. What?
Okay, so people want to know how we first met. Okay, so we met on Bill Mill, which is an Indian dating app, and pretty much we matched because he was in Florida because his family was here and we were in distance of each other, and then we ended up on each other's swipe page. But I know you have another story about this that we met earlier. So why don't you tell your side of the story?
So like probably like 11 months, a year before we matched, I remember her off the app. Like there's every now and then you're on an app and you like remember people, right? It's like totally normal, not creepy. Okay. And so I remember swiping on one of her pictures and then writing like a message, right? Obviously, as you do on any app.
Do you remember what the message was that you sent?
Yeah.
I'm curious, what was it? Was it like a dumb pickup line?
Yeah, it was you look like you
could ruin my life? That's
yeah. I was like, you look like you could ruin my life. I'm into that. So I said that.
No wonder I didn't respond.
Never. It's good. Works most of the time. Anyways.
Not that time though.
Yeah, not that time. But then it was on a picture of her like in a dress at like Versace Mansion in Miami. It was that one specifically. And that got ghosted there. And that was like 10 months later. She like got back on the apps. Must have had some bad experiences. And then she got back on the apps. And then we matched. And I commented on a picture of her holding her dog.
Shout out, Bunny. Okay, what did you, so it was a picture of me holding Bunny?
Yeah.
What did you say? I look like I could ruin both of your lives.
No, what I said, it was, oh, he's cute, you're alright too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Fair enough. If you compliment my dog, I feel like that's a good...
compliment your dog and then just slightly insult you. Like, it works. Yeah.
It worked, I guess.
Yeah,
it worked.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay.
played hard together.
So that one worked, and that was a year later that we started talking.
No, that one worked, and then that's when we started talking.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so how long were we talking for before, like, you decided you want to come visit?
Less than 2 weeks.
Okay, what was going through your head? I feel like I'm interviewing you. What was going through your head the first time you met me?
I was like, she seems chill.
Okay, chill.
Seems chill.
What
Talks
else?
a lot on the phone and stuff. Like, oh yeah, she's like pretty talkative. This is good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's like a good texter. All this.
Okay.
Like, very good communicator. Has her own stuff going on. That's really important to me. That you're not like
busy bee.
Yeah,
that I was a busy bee.
Yeah, like your whole life revolves around like bothering me. Like you.
My whole life does revolve around bothering you still. By the way, nothing's changed. Okay, what was going through your head when you were like? So our first date, he ended up flying to Florida from Chicago. And to visit me for the very first time. We've never met each other in person. I don't think we've even FaceTimed at this point. I think we just talked on the phone.
Yeah, we had FaceTime.
So we don't know like what the others like. We talked on the phone maybe once or twice, and we were texting for a couple. We were texting for a couple weeks, and then he was like, "Hey, I want to come visit you." And then I was also at a really busy point in life where I was working every other weekend, like on a really busy schedule. So it was hard to coordinate because he was also flying a lot for work because he used to travel so much. So we were trying to coordinate a weekend. I ended up getting like a weekend in January where both of us were free, and he was like, okay, I'll just come down to Florida and like visit you. And I was like, a little bit nervous, not gonna lie, because like the first time you meet someone, it's a little bit scary. Like, how do I know that you're not gonna kill me? I don't.
Yeah, I mean, it's Florida.
Yeah,
so, yeah, it is Florida.
So that was my main concern. No, but I was just nervous because I feel like I get nervous on first dates, and if I don't know you, I'm just a little bit shy at first, but then I kind of pull through after I get to know you.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, wait, so we have actually two very different POVs of our first date, and they're so polar opposite that they're funny, but I want you to hear Mehul's first, and just what was going through your mind start from day one, like when you landed in our very first date.
Yeah, I was like really, really excited. I was like waiting at the front, waiting.
So first, like our first date was at this restaurant called Shooter's Waterfront, which is just like a restaurant for Lauderdale. But we decided to meet there for dinner.
I waited in front of the restaurant, and I was like, oh, she'll probably recognize me, so she'll stop me. She walks like right by me and just walks inside first of all. And like she's like, I'm here. I'm like, how? Like,
wait, did you see me walk in? Why didn't you stop me?
No, I don't know. You must take him like the handicap ramp.
No,
or something.
I didn't.
Yeah, it's suitable. It makes sense.
Shut up.
Yeah, we walk in, we meet, we hug, whatever. Not really talking or anything. Not even like looking in my direction. Just kind of looking around and stuff. I was like, okay, dude. Like, not like bubbly or anything. I was like, all right, cool. So we get seated, and we're just kind of sitting there. Conversation's pretty slow. She's like a little hunched over, literally like looks like she's falling asleep, and I was like, I know I'm engaging. So this is wild. And at one point I'm just like out of things to say, so I look around and I go, have you noticed that everyone in here is bald? And they were.
Yeah, there was a table.
And then all of a sudden she like woke up.
People. I was like so amazed by the bald people for some reason.
And then she woke up.
And then what happened after?
I don't know. Well, we ordered drinks, and then you woke up to take a picture of your drink.
Mm-hmm.
You woke up to take a picture of the food.
Martini,
yeah. I didn't really talk much at that restaurant. I was like really. I feel like we talked so much on the phone.
Mm-hmm. Were you like, okay, wait.
I was like confused.
Okay, and then afterwards we went to get ice cream.
Yeah, we went there. We had dinner, and then afterwards we went to an ice cream place, and we walked a lot around like the small plaza. And I'm not even joking. Like, she's like dozing off while eating ice cream. I was like, what is this date? Like, what am I doing here? I flew here after a week of work travel. I had like very few outfits and stuff. Like, it was like a lot to fly, and I had to fly like a budget airline, which I just don't like to do. Mm-hmm. And to get to Fort Lauderdale, and it was I went through a lot of pain to be there. I appreciate you for
that. Thank you. What was going through your mind, like after the first date when I dropped you home or to your hotel? Like, what was going through your brain? Were you like, do I want to see this girl again? Would I rather just not? Like,
I remember I got back after, it was like 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
I remember calling my friend and being like, wow, that was awful. That was probably one of the worst first dates I've ever been on. And he's like, what are you going to do? I was like, well, I'm already in Fort Lauderdale. Like, I'll either enjoy the weekend, like if she changes her mind about tomorrow, and if not, like, I mean, I'm here, I paid for the hotel and stuff, I'll just enjoy Florida. Then the next day, I was like, she's probably gonna cancel in the morning or whatever. She didn't cancel or anything. We start the day with like this Jungle Queen riverboat thing.
Yeah, it's like this cruise around Fort Lauderdale. It's a huge boat, like it's this huge wooden steamboat or something, and it's just like a tour that they tell you all about Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, we get on this boat, and keep in mind, like the previous night was just like whatever. And so I like am there, and I'm like not super excited. I just feel like I'm going through the motions on this date. They come and they take a picture of everyone walking on the boat. So they're like, do you guys want a picture?
No, they didn't even ask us. They told us to just stand for the picture.
Yeah, that is true.
They just like
they asked us the second time.
Yeah, they just were like, okay, like stand here. We're gonna take a picture before you go. And we're like, okay.
So we took a picture. And then we're sitting down, we're going through the tour, it's super hot. And this guy is bringing over the pictures they took, and she looks at it, and like I look at it, I'm like, oh, that's like a good picture. She looks at it, starts laughing, and just gives it back to the guy. And I'm just like, I am so cooked on this date. Like,
are you offended that I did that?
Well, yeah, a little bit.
Again, I didn't know if he was going to be a serial killer, so I didn't want that picture.
Yeah, after that, we went to brunch at Tocado.
This is where we started to get a little bit closer.
Yeah, this is where like things happen that were like nicer.
Yeah.
We get seated at this table. There's a guy to our right who is hammered and just drooling out of his mouth.
He was like very, very
frat bro.
Yeah.
His name was Brian.
His name is Brian. Brian, if you're watching this, thank you. You're the reason we were together and we're engaged today.
Brian just comes up to, like, he's just sitting there and keep in mind, he has drool coming out of his mouth. He just looks over at us. He's like, you guys dating?
This is literally like the second day we met each other. It's like so awkward. We're like, we don't even know what this is. Like, we're meeting each other for the second time ever. And we're just like, I guess we are. He was asking like very personal questions about the two of us on our like very first, second date, and we were just like it was so awkward because I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what you were thinking, and we were just like, oh god, like I don't know what's going through each other's mind right now.
But yeah, he opened things up, and then from there, like the date actually got more exciting, and then we went to the W where we had drinks there.
We were basically just like hopping back and forth from places after that, and then we ended up at this place called the Wharf, which is like an open area bar in Fort Lauderdale. And I think that's where like I started to get a little bit delulu because I think I was like getting a little bit like tired or whatever at that point. So I was starting to get like a little bit more like out of my shell into like my normal weird like
this is so weird.
Feel comfortable with you. So I started just doing things because I was feeling like funny, and then I think this is when he was like, what is wrong with
Yeah, it was so weird. We're sitting at the bar at this place. She's making paper or airplanes out of the napkins and throwing them
at people.
and throwing them at other people and me. And I was like, we don't know that. You can't do that. So,
I think you were just a little bit shocked that I was like, I think it was just such a contrast to what you had seen the past 1.5 days, and then me like starting to like open up a little bit and be my normal silly self. So then he was like, wait. I think that's where it like the light bulb went off and you're like, wait a second.
My match friend just flew back after Saturday morning.
I don't think we'd be here right
now.
We
wouldn't be here.
I think after that you started to like me a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Saturday night, we're waiting for an Uber, and she's like just walking circles around me, and I'm so confused. It's just so weird.
I was being I was actually delulu at that point, I think. I was so tired, and also we had like such a long day, but I was having a lot of fun. So I was like, let's see if he can handle the weird me. If he can, that's a
it was a lot of weird.
That's a test to see if you can handle me.
It's just a lot of weird
at my best and my worst.
What's your worst?
Oh, you'll see. Okay. Well, I would like to tell you my point of view from our first date because it's so funny that we have very different point of views.
Yeah.
So, like I said, because I was working so much, I was like very, very tired in the month of January when we had met. And that Friday when we had planned our first date, dinner, I was actually on my 7 out of 7. So it's like my 7th day in a row of working. And I had worked the weekend. I had pretty much worked 12 days straight with like 1 day in between that I had off, and this was my last day. So I was really tired, I was really exhausted. I actually came home that day and napped while he was on the flight here. If you know me, I never nap. Like I'm not a napper I just can't nap. So that day I actually napped when I got home because I was so tired, and even when I woke up I was still exhausted. Like I hadn't rested fully. I just took like a little cat nap. So that's why when we had gone to dinner that day I was so freaking tired, but I was just trying to like pull it together because I was like, dude, this is like a first date. He flew all the way here to like meet me. I need to like be a little bit more presentable, like be a little bit more awake. Clearly that wasn't the case from his perspective, but I was holding on, okay? I was holding on for dear life. And I thought that the date went great, which is the funniest thing. Like I left that date being like, oh my god, like what if he's the one? Like I was texting all my friends, like this is such a good date, blah, 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 blah. I almost texted my mom that I went on a date, but I didn't do that. Yeah, I had a great time the very first night. And I know it's like polar opposite from what you probably thought, but you were a nice guy too, and you did such a good job of taking me out, getting me some ice cream, and I appreciated that.
Yeah, you did a good job of staying awake.
Thank you. But then the next day, I mean, I had already thought the date went well. The next day, when it came to like the Jungle Queen, the boat cruise that we went on and everything, I was like fully rested by this point. I woke up the next day and I was like ready to go. I was in the morning like doing my makeup, wearing my cute little outfit because I was really excited for our next date. And then the Jungle Queen story, like I said, I started dying laughing at the picture because I didn't know like what this was gonna be. Obviously it was the second day that we met each other, so I was like, do I say yes to this picture and if we never see each other again have this random picture of this guy in my house for the rest of my life, or do I just be like, haha, see you later? In retrospect, I really wish we did that picture because I want that picture so badly, but we obviously didn't know at that time that it was gonna become this. So I just let the guy take the picture away as I laughed in his face. But I thought it was really funny. But the rest of the day actually was so fun because we were just hopping around and going to Tocado, had some drinks, had some food. The next day also we met at lunch or like brunch or something. We got brunch on the beach waterfront in Fort Lauderdale, and that was really nice. And we just like hung out on the beach on like, what are those?
Beach chairs.
Yeah, like the beach chairs,
like
and then
hotel,
we were just like chilling and hanging out. It was really nice. And then I dropped him off back to the hotel before he had to go to the airport. Did you expect to see me again afterwards, or like what
oh yeah. By Sunday I was like, yeah, she's alright.
Okay,
she's alright.
I already was expecting to see you again.
Yeah, we're going to the same wedding.
But we didn't know that then.
I knew that.
Oh, that's a story for another time.
I knew that.
I didn't know that.
That was a master plan.
He is a little manipulator. Just kidding. You're a schemer. You're a schemer.
Schemer. I'll take
schemer. Schemer. I hope you guys enjoyed that little story about how we met for the first time. This is Mabel's very first time on YouTube. How did you like it?
It's alright.
It was fun. I feel like you had fun.
It feels like I'm just having a conversation.
Yay! So do you think we're gonna see you on here more often?
I hope not.
Yay! That's a yes! Bye!